I pray thee, once again. I wonder if it's surrounded by ones of such talent. You know? Speak life, live a humble and meek life. Ordinary day of the week life. Try to search and seek life. Way up. Keep your head up and stay up. Even when you're sore and pain up. Never giving up till it's game up. Keep your aim up and focus. Don't concentrate on what's bogus. Never sell out for a bonus. Handle your biz like grown-ups. Own up, it's amazing. The wage of fire keeps blazing. That's why I constantly praising. For some of them it's a phase thing, so they're gazing. On the street lights, till them go catch up in street fights. Cause I'm pretending they're streetwise and put an end to a brief life. I feel like it's a mystery how we keep repeating our history, making the same mistakes as our ancestry. Seems like all of life lessons missed with. It's risky, so give praises. One day you may find your oasis. Rise up to the challenge you're faced with. Be your fool and creative. You'll make it. It's basics. People been doing it for ages in many other cultures and places on a regular basis. There's so many cases. Let's face it, man. Way too much time has been wasted, man. Building military bases, fighting a war with no basis. Life is sacred, and every baby born naked. Some are not one like them raised big, and don't care what they're making. They can't take it. So speak life, man. All this darkness not feel right, man.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome to the Hebrew state of being. I am your humble servant and host for tonight in a biblical sense. I am Kayel, and as I said, Shabbat Shalom. It's a glorious one because we're on the eve of Passover. Passover is the time that we are so thankful. I try to say so and thankful at the same time. We are so thankful that the Most High showed his hand for us on this earth. There's so many belief systems in this world. There's so many doctrines in this world. And there's so many types of people on this world. For the ones that understand that they are the seed of Jacob and identify with the seed of Jacob, the Most High did something for you that he hasn't done for anyone else. He touched the earth on your behalf. He gave plagues so that you would be released from your bondage in Egypt, commit, whatever, Mizraim. Not many people have that in their history. Not many people have that in their doctrine where the Most High came down and delivered them as a people, not individually, but as a people, delivered them from a place of bondage and gave them a land, promised unto them. That's why we have this covenant. This Passover for us that identify as the seed of Jacob. This is a special, special time to give glory and to give praise unto our Creator. We tonight are going to go from the Old Testament to the New Testament. We started it off on Wednesday night with cultural appropriation. We went through Exodus 12. We went through James chapter 1. We had our precepts to Exodus 12 was Numbers chapter 9 and Deuteronomy chapter 1 through 6. All right. So tonight we're going to get back into our Old Testament to understand that this Passover is about one people. This is not a celebration or a feast for all nations. It is only for the seed of Jacob that was taken out of bondage in Mizraim. It's not for the Gentiles. It's not for the ones that sojourn with us. It's not for the other nations. It's not for the ones that say that they have the name or the testimony of Jesus. It is for the people and their seed that was taken out of bondage as a whole. 7 plagues. To the last one, the Passover plague. The plague that told us, or that we, excuse me, guys, that we administered upon North Africa was the lamb, the blood of the lamb being smeared across the post of our door so that the angel of death would pass over your home into the home that did not have the blood of the lamb on their post. And the firstborn was killed there, as well as their animals. All beast firstborns were killed. So that the Most High let everyone know this is not by accident, because you have many scientists today that discount all of the plagues of Egypt by some natural occurrence. Certain time of year made the algae bloom, which made it turn red, so it really wasn't blood. And because of that algae bloom, we had an increase of frogs, and that was why you had the frogs part. Then you had because so scientists have gone in and said that Egypt just went through a really bad weather, a really bad season of weather. I guess you can call it, right? But right up until they get to the firstborns of everyone dying. That's where science falls off. That's where science has no answer. I see my brother Yuan in the building. That's where science has no answer. They can talk about the seas, they can talk about the boils, they can talk about the frogs, they can talk about it being a cesspool, and that was a domino effect of all these things that happened, that it was not the hands of the Most High. But when they get to the death of the firstborns and the Pharaoh, they have no scientific answer for that. That's the glory of the Most High. In death, there is glory when it comes to the Most High, when we put everything in its proper context. And that's partly what we're going to deal with tonight, the proper context as we go into the New Testament. But for now, let's start off with the blowing of our shofar. I see Ty's in the building. Let's see, let's go to our shofar so that we can start this off proper, right? We got to blow the shofar for Passover, for the greatest time ever known in the world, for the greatest time that anybody has known, that the creator of all things came down and put his hand directly on a people and delivered them and called them his seed. No, this is not everybody. This is a particular people. This book, it's not for everybody. It's for a particular people, for a seed. But we, as Hebrews, must take our charge. We have to admit to all that the world looks the way it looks right now and is profaned as it is, all because of us Hebrews. See, the doctrine of Catholicism, the doctrine of Islam, all of those things came from this book. It came from the sons of Abraham, that one particular group of those seeds of Abraham, the seed of Jacob, the seed of Isaac, the chosen seed, they had the book. And the other seeds, they decided to converge upon those seed that had the book. And when the ones that had the book strayed from it, they went to slavery to those other seeds. And those seeds took our book and profaned it. And that's why the world looks the way it looks. That's why the prophecies of this book seems to be coming to fruition, because the world has indoctrinated into our story. Not all. You have your Aborigine that don't subscribe. You have your tribes in Nova Scotia and a couple of distant places and whatnot. But for the known world, right, everything is based upon these Abrahamic religions, societies, politics, religion, fights, wars. All of this is based upon this doctrine of this book. Somebody got to take charge in this. See, until we can take our charge, we can't understand the glory that is upon us. We can't fully understand why we have been in captivity, why we're a small group, why we've been dispersed across the four corners of the earth. Why? You understand how great a responsibility you had and our forefathers had as having a covenant from being taken out of Egypt. For the Most High showing his hand on a people, and that was a covenant between us and the Creator. And when we walked away from that, we walked into bondage. So let's go and blow on the shofar. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. So let's get it in. So we're going to start tonight with we're going to go to Exodus chapter 12, and we're going to drop down to verses 42 and 43. And it says, it is a night to be much observed. We're talking about Passover. It is a night to be much observed unto the Most High for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. Remember, we here at Hebrew State of Being, we like to get that clarity going. We understand that Egypt was once Alexander the Great took over, right? We understand that Egypt is a Greek name. So at this time, this was before the Greeks, right? Before the Romans and them came in. So this is truly Kemet. This is Mizraim. Mizraim, right? So from the land of Mizraim, this is that night, the Most High to be observed of. This is the night of the Most High to be observed of all the children of Yasharallah in their generations. And the Most High said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof. This is not for everyone. This road can be a lonely road. Being a Hebrew, understanding who you are, the Most High tapping you and putting it in your chest to resonate, putting it in your spirit to resonate that this is the path for you. That's a special thing. Just like being brought out of Egypt was special. Just like he chose us out of so many people, he chose you out of all the people in the world to have this resonate, the seed of Jacob to resonate with you. You could have been anything else. You could have resonated with Buddha. You could have resonated with Allah. You could have resonated with the Jesus thing. You could have resonated with anything. You are in Shabbat tonight. You have seeked your Creator enough to know the truth of the doctrine that is out there and see that the beginning, the father, the progenitor of all those, where the truth comes from, you know that Shabbat is your 10 commandments. You know that the Passover was for you. You know that this law is for you. You know that Yahshua that came, that gave his life, he came for the lost sheep of Yasharallah. That was his mission. We're going to get into that as we're understanding the Passover. This was his mission. So this is to be much observed, right? This is to be much observed for all of Yasharallah this night. That will be tomorrow night at sundown. Tonight is Shabbat. Tomorrow night is Passover. So when I was going to precept that with 2 Chronicles, Second Chronicles chapter 30. We're going to start. We're going to go through 1 through 15. So this is all of Yasharallah is invited to Passover. So as we're looking at this, it's saying all of Yasharallah is invited to Passover. And Hezekiah sent to all of Yasharallah and Judah and wrote letters also to Ephraim and to Manasseh that they should come to the house of the Most High at Jerusalem to keep Passover unto the Most High of Yasharallah. For the kings had taken counsel and his princes and all the congregation in Jerusalem to keep the Passover in the second month. Not the first month of Abib like we were taught and was told, right? So he said, but there's a reason. He said, so we decided to do it in the second month and not the month that the Most High ordained, because for they could not keep it at that time because the priests had not sanctified themselves sufficiently. Neither had the people gathered themselves together to Jerusalem. So our ancestors took Passover so serious that they couldn't even celebrate it in the proper month because the priests that had to administer this, they had not been purified enough. They had not sanctified themselves enough to have the honor to stand before the Most High and do his bidding for Passover and give the Passover blessing. It said, and the thing pleased the king and all the congregation. So they established a decree to make proclamation throughout all Yasharallah and Beersheba, even to Dan, that they should come to keep the Passover unto the Most High of Yasharallah at Jerusalem, for they had not done it of a long time in such sort as it was written. So, whoa. We're looking at a time where they didn't even celebrate it. They're saying that they're so happy that they can do it because it had been such a long time since they had been able to do it the proper way that the Most High had them to do it originally. This is how serious the Shabbat, the Passover is. This was something that everybody celebrated because it was to happen only to that blood. We go one more verse. So the post went with the letters from the king and the princes throughout all Yasharallah and Judah, and according to the commandment of the king, saying, ye children of Yasharallah, turn again unto the Most High, of power of Abraham, Isaac, and Yasharallah, and he will return to the remnant of you that are escaped out of the hands of the kings of Assyria. Now we know from our history that in 722 BC, this is when Assyrians, right? The Assyrians took us into captivity. When we were able to break free from the captivity, we said we were doing it so that we could practice the law, statutes, and commandments in the proper way that the Most High said for us to do so. So here in Second Chronicles, it's stating that the ones that did get away, they're really not doing it properly. They really are still following the pagan ways of the Assyrians, the pagan ways of Babylon. This is facts. And remember, Babylon was by the Chaldeans, and the Chaldeans were the cousins of Mizraim of Egypt, the cousin, right? So when we're looking at the fact that we went through our slavery, that when we got our lands back, that our priests were not sanctified. They were still following the iniquity of these other cultures. So now they say the decree goes out that for everyone that's been following paganism, everybody that's been following divination, everybody that's got caught up with what the world is, look, it's time to come home. We've now got our priests sanctified. Come back and do properly the celebration of the glory of the Most High, the Pesach, the Passover. Let's go to Numbers chapter 9. So we go on to 9, verse 6. And it says, and there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. So when we read Leviticus together, we understood that the dead body, that the priest could not attend a funeral of anybody but their immediate family. Wife, son, daughter, father, mother, right? They could not go because once they're amongst death, because they're supposed to be representation of life. When they are around death, they have defiled themselves. So certain people could not go to the Passover meal if their body was defiled, if they was near a dead body. So they could not keep it on that day. It came before Moses and Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Most High in his appointed season among the children of Yasharallah. And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Most High will command concerning you. So Moses didn't jump and give them an answer real quick like it was from him. In our life, as we are realizing the magnitude of our Creator being in our life by this Passover, by this time, then we are understanding that the magnitude of stopping our flesh from speaking and allowing the Most High to speak for us, right? Before we speak, we should consult Him, right? And even when we do consult, we need to stay in the spirit of the Most High so that the Ruach can speak for us. And if we can't, that's why many times we talked about we keep our mouths shut. If we don't know, we keep our mouths shut. So here, Moses is keeping his mouth shut because many times people in position of power, right? They gotta have an answer, you know. Everybody want to act as though they know everything. If they got an answer for this, they got an answer for that. Or you need to go and look at this. I can't give you the answer if you're not smart enough to understand this aspect. So you need to go study more, and then I can give you the answer. It's a real thing. People do it all the time. So Moses is adhering to the scrolls, the prophets, and saying, hey, I don't have an answer to this. That's a serious thing. I know you want to give praise unto the Most High. The Most High told us that we had to. This was a commandment. So let me step back to the Most High and see what he has to say. And Moses spake unto Moses, saying, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Yasharallah, saying, If any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Most High. Verse 11. The 14th day of the second month at evening they shall keep it, and eat with the unleavened bread and bitter herbs. All right. So now we're understanding what is yeah, come on in, brother. My brother, let me explain to you humbly as I can as we are going into Passover and as we are going into unleavened bread, where we're going to go through 7 days of purification. What I put on your page, Shotgun, was in reference to witches. To witches. If that offended you, then I'm not quite sure why you are here right now. Understand that our whole being is to be against witches, warlocks, and demons. We are in the business of showing light where there is dark. When I spoke on your page, I didn't bash you. I didn't speak ill of you. In fact, I thought it was not you. I was shocked. I thought it was somebody else was responding and saying those things. I said, this can't be my Shotgun. This can't be my guy that has been rocking with us for so long. So I responded to that because I wanted to be full of light in the moment of that darkness. And I said to you, I am an enemy of witches and demons. And I will stand strong on that at any time, for any reason. That is what I'm supposed to do. When we look at what a witch is, and many believe that there's a good witch and there's bad witches, we have to understand that everything that has been given to us in this world, these words, have been given to us by our oppressor. All of these words of making it two-sided, good and dark, instead of one thing meaning good and one thing meaning dark, that one thing can mean both things. See, that's of confusion. That's of the European, that we can turn something that is good and it can be bad in certain instances. No, light is light. Light can never be dark. It can't. It's not possible. So, my brother, I'm sorry if you feel offended that I was on your page. And since I was on your page, that's why I backed out of the post. It hit my wall. So I commented what hit my wall. But as far as my words towards witches and where I stand, I cannot apologize for that, my brother. I cannot apologize for that. But then that would make me a liar of what I am. And as you stated when we talked on the thing, I said, I'm not a minister. I only speak the word. I only give the truth that is before us. There was only one people that was the seed of Jacob. There's only one people that get to bask in this glory of the Most High. There's only a bloodline of a remnant of people that can say their ancestors were saved by the Most High. There is no darkness in that. There is no darkness in that. So, with that said, Kathy, I see you in the building, Kathy. So, as we go, it says, "And the 14th day of the second month, and they shall keep it and eat with it unleavened bread and bitter herbs. As we are unclean being around a dead person because it's dark, then how can we be around people that represent the dark? It doesn't work. It's gonna be a clash. Light and dark don't rock. It's oil and water, right? So and it says, "And they shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it, according to all the ordinance of the Passover. They shall keep it." They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it, because this is a sacrifice. Now, remember, when Yasha was killed, they said that none of his bones were broken. They just punctured his wound. They punctured his side. But none of his bones were broken. They broke the other two guys' bones. Now remember, this is Numbers. This is the Old Testament. This is not the New Testament. This is the Old Testament. Numbers was actually called the wilderness in Hebrew. It's not called Numbers. It's in the wilderness. So in this relating to the sacrifice, in this relating to a continuing story of a people from decades and generations on, that the story is still playing out. See, for the people that was in the time of Moses, they were trying to re-administer the temple. They were trying to get everything done as it was done in Moses. This is the kings. This is now we're in Jerusalem. This is now them trying to have the priest straight. This is all thousands and thousands of years after Moses put it in. This is Numbers, and they're still trying to keep the Passover. Then thousands and thousands of years after that, we get to Yasha and his sacrifice. And everything that he did and everything that he was to fit the prophecy of 2,000, 3,000 years prior to in Numbers, where it says, "And they shall none of it be left until morning, nor break any bone of it, according to all of the ordinance of the Passover." The reason we connect the death of what we call our salvation or Yasha with Passover and the Exodus and the slain lamb, that blood was over the post that gave us salvation, right? Everyone else lost. Everyone else was part of the plagues. We had salvation from the plagues. So the person that died, who knows what his name was? Who knows what that brother's name was? Who knows what that brother's name was? But we call him salvation because he did what the Lamb did. He provided us what the Lamb provided us. Salvation. Yasha provided the Ruach HaKodesh, the Comforter, in his stead, in his sacrifice of himself. He was unblemished, no guile in his mouth. No guile in his mouth. No darkness in his mouth. None. When he says that he came here to do the bidding of his Father, our Creator. Remember, Enoch prophesied about this. Remember, Enoch saw him in the heavens. Remember, Enoch said that the Most High hid him under his wing. He said that he hid him so that these fallen angels have a profane, they have an error doctrine. They have a doctrine that is not complete. They only know a partial. So the Hebrews, they had a partial, along with the fallen angels, that gave partial to the rest of the world. So we have a corrupt system of this world that's trying to be as pure as when Moses brought us out of Egypt or Mizraim. I hope y'all understand that that is what this whole world is about. The dark of this world, well, all of it is dark. They give you that the indigenous, the aborigine, that their cultures is the demonic cultures and not them. So they give a bad name to what we would call in our community doctors. We will call them medicine men. You know, Moses with the staff, with the snake, that told every man that was bitten of Yasharala by the snake, all they had to do was look at the staff with the snake on it and they would be healed. And that's the same symbol we have in medicine. So when we're talking about the dark of this world, we're talking about the light, the healing, and that the Europeans, the beast, the Romans, the Greeks have taken what the Aborigine have done, and they call that all dark and black magic because they deal in roots. Well, basically what they did was they wrapped them all in one big bowl. Anything that's done not by pharmaceutical companies, anything that's not been done by an MD, anything that's not been done by a PhD, anything that's not been ordained by their universities as healing is pseudoscience, is backwater evil. Now, there is backwater evil over there, but not all of it. But because these people make a big confusion about it over here, everybody starts to take pride in names like witch doctor, shaman, not knowing the origins of the words, not knowing why they are being called that, not knowing any of that, but claiming it because it's popular. We're talking about souls. We're talking about everlasting light. We're talking about hell and damnation, or just the abyss, just the out of sight, out of mind. We know that we're eternal. We understand our energy is eternal, but we can't fathom the life after this flesh suit. So therefore, we do not understand that this story that has been going from ancestors to ancestors, that has been living out from generation to generation, all the way up until now, that we are still playing it out and going to do it until the end of the Gentile, that this is about one people, about one seed, and everybody else is trying to emulate. This Passover is not for everyone. It may not be for you. The more you study, the more you're going to be tested on your understanding and love of your Creator. The more you search and seek, the more lies you will find. The more you will have to go back to your meditation, to the spirit that brought you here. There's a spirit that made you search. I don't want y'all to lose out on that spirit. I don't want y'all to disconnect from that spirit, because that is about the realest thing in this world. That is the most physical thing in this world. The spirit that is leading you inside your body, inside your corrupted flesh. That's the realest connection that you have to your Creator. When we go to Exodus 12 again, I'm going to go to verse 43. Down to 43, and it says, and the Most High said unto Moses and Aaron, this is the ordinance of the Passover. There shall no stranger eat thereof, but every man's servant that is brought for money, when thou hast circumcised him, then shall eat thereof. A foreigner and a hired servant shall not eat thereof. In one house shall it be eaten. Thou shalt not carry forth out the flesh abroad out of the house, neither shall ye break a bone thereof. So we just saw the numbers not to break a bone. We just saw in Numbers that it's not for everybody. In Exodus, it is told by Moses that unless you own it, unless it's yours, it has to abide by this law. That is the covenant. Let's go to Ezra, chapter 6. See, like my screen froze up. All right, so we go. So it says Ezra chapter 6. We're going to verse 19. It says, and the children of the captivity kept the Passover upon the 14th day of the first month. For the priests and the Levites were purified together. All of them were pure, and killed the Passover for all the children of the captivity, and for the brethren, the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Yasharallah, which will come again out of captivity. Yes, that comes out of captivity. And all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land. So what is the filthiness? The filthiness is the dark. I see in the building, Ricky. So what is the filth? The filth is the dark. The filth is the lie. This entire world is full of lies. The language that we speak have more meanings for the words than they should. In every other culture, American language is the hardest to learn because it has so many different meanings for it. It is the absolute definition of confusion. Here in verse 21, it says, and the children of Yasharallah which were come again out of captivity, and all such as had separated themselves unto them from the filthiness of the heathen of the land, to seek the Most High of Yasharallah, did eat. That's who is going to be the ones tomorrow night partaking in lamb and bitter herbs. No, we're not going to sacrifice a lamb. No, you go to your local grocer, right? You go ahead and grab your little lamb. And you grab a lamb enough for you to eat that night, not to have anything left over to the next day. Bitter herbs. Coriander is a bitter herb. Parsley is a slightly bitter herb. Rosemary, slightly bitter herb. Thyme bitter herb, right? So you want to use that to season your meat or to put in something else, and then that will make your bitter herbs to go along with your lamb. When you're eating that lamb, understand that you're eating a lamb, and if you can do the unleavened bread, that's pretty awesome, right? I'm gonna try and get back at it. My brother Yuan gave me the rolling pin, so I'm gonna get at it tomorrow night and then get, trying to dust off my shoulders, you know what I'm saying, and go ahead. Go ahead and dust off my shoulders, right? Go ahead and dust off my shoulders and get this flatbread to go in the game. So we can see how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't promising nothing on the first rollout, Queen. I'm gonna tell you now. I ain't guaranteeing it's gonna be right the first time. But so anyway, so we are when we eat this meal tomorrow, or when you eat whatever meal, if you don't have that capabilities of getting lamb, if you just got bitter herbs and you got vegetables, then guess what? You got the meal. If you don't eat meat, you are a-okay. You know what I'm saying? Get your bitter herbs and eat it with whatever protein that you would eat it with, right? But understanding that the ones that are doing it are the ones that are taking themselves away from the filthiness of the heathens, the filthiness of the world. There are good and evil spirits in this world, period. And we can call good spirits evil. We can call evil spirits good. We can create ambiguous names for evil. We can create ambiguous names for good. We can redefine what a man is, cis man, cis woman. We can allow LGBTQ to come in and redefine our culture as we know it, as of human beings. We can act as though this government and all the things that are happening with the inoculation is business as usual. We can act as though this captivity and hard times is just something that our people have always gone through. So it's just another Friday. And we say, thank God. What God are you thinking when you say, thank God it's Friday? Shabbat is when we give praise unto the Most High every week for His grace and mercy in this captivity, in this hellhole. Every Shabbat, every Friday, we are thankful that the wool is being pulled from over our eyes, that we are finally connecting with something that we can search, we can cross match it, we can deal with it to where we know what we know. And then we can apply it in our life and walk it and see if it works or not. And when it does work, we know what? That's the hand of the Most High, as it was when we were taken out of Egypt. This is a special, 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 special time. Passover. Let's go to let's get to the New Testament, right? Because what I want to show you guys in the New Testament is that when Yahshua, the one we're talking about, right, was sacrificed as this lamb was done as the lamb was done in the Old Testament. The Gospels give you 3 different stories of this account. That's why you gotta love it, right? But 2 of them kind of match each other, right? But I think Mark and Luke match each other. But let's go with this Matthew, right? So Matthew, I said Matthew 19. I'm sorry, Matthew 26. Matthew 26. Shabbat Shalom, Chanel. I see in the building, Junius. So when we look at Matthew 26, verse 17, and it says, now the first day of the feast of unleavened bread, the disciples came to Yahshua, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat the Passover? So this is kind of funny because the way our calendars are now, we have Passover and then it starts, right? Well, is Passover the feast, right? Is Passover the feast? Let me show you. See here, we have it as Passover is a singular day, and then we roll into our 7 days of our unleavened bread. But here in Matthew, it's telling us that on the first day of unleavened bread, they're asking him about preparing for Passover meal, as if they're going to have it that night. Where he wants to have it tonight. So before he was killed, before he became the Passover meal, he was participating in the Passover. And it seems through Matthew that they, been celebrated on the first day of unleavened bread. And he says, and he said, go into the city to such a man and say unto him, the master said, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at thy house with my disciples. And the disciples did as Yahshua had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. So this is when he's about to get killed, right? This says, and now evening is come, and he sat down with the 12. As they did eat, he said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceedingly sorrowful, and began every one of them to say unto him, the Most High, is it I? So they're sitting there having the Passover meal. He knows the next Passover he's gonna be killed, right? He knows that he's about to be killed by that next Sunday, right? So he's like, well, one of y'all are gonna betray me, and the disciples are so distraught, right? Because they're walking with someone that walked on water. They're dealing with someone that tells them all the future. They don't know the truth. Yahshua, if you read the scripture, Yahshua had them boys hopping all the way through, asking them questions, testing them, and chastising them. Testing them and chastising them the entire time. Remember at one time, one of the disciples' family members died, and Yahshua told him, leave to let the dead bury the dead, walk on with me. Then there was the other guy, he said, leave all your riches and come follow me. So he was testing and challenging and chastising the whole way through. So when he tells the disciples that one of y'all are going to betray me, they don't know. All of them got it in their heart. All of them got it in their heart. They love him, but they all got some little something in their heart. This is before he dies, right? This is before he's resurrected. They followed him, but we know how this following thing goes, right? Let's go now to Mark. Mark chapter 14, we drop down to verse 12. Now, Mark, he says, and on the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, where wilt thou that we go and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover? So we understand through our Passover from Old Testament, when you slay him, that you have to eat the meal that day. So their Passover is the first day of unleavened bread. Now, could that have been a Shabbat like it was last year, where Passover was on Shabbat? You know, so he says, and he sendeth forth two of his disciples and said unto them, Go ye unto the city, and there shall meet you a man bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him. Where did the pitcher of water come from? That wasn't in there before. Follow him. And said, whosoever he, and said, wheresoever he shall go in, say ye to the good man of the house. The master said, Where is the guest chamber where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And I will show you a large upper room, furnished and prepared. There, make ready for us. So now in this one with Mark, he's telling them go follow the person with a pitcher, follow them into the house that they go into. Tell the master of that house that their teacher is ready to have the meal with his disciples. All right, now let's go to Luke. Luke chapter 22. I'm going to drop down to verse 7. And it says, Then came the day of unleavened bread, when the Passover must be killed. And he sent Peter and John, saying, Go and prepare us the Passover, that we may eat. And they said unto him, Where wilt thou we prepare? And he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall be a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entered. Now, in the first one, they just said, see the person with a pitcher and follow him. Now they say, at least go to the person that's with the water and talk to him. He said, Ye shall say unto the good man of the house, The master say unto thee, Where is the guest chamber where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And ye shall show you a large upper room, furnished, make ready. And they went and found as he had said unto them. And they made ready the Passover. So when I say that these disciples were used to being told to go and do something on faith and finding out that it happened. See, that's the whole thing that we are doing here at Hebrew State of Being. We are identifying that energy, that spirit, that when we put it into existence, it happens. That is to our Creator. That's the same one that came into Egypt when our people became a collective. When they cried out collectively that they were ready to get up out of Egypt, the Most High was able to deliver them. He delivered them Moses. He delivered them someone that was in their enemy's house that would navigate them out of their bondage. It couldn't have been another slave to even talk to Pharaoh. So it had to have been somebody that was with Pharaoh to have Pharaoh's ear. It's the same for us right now. Us that are the remnant, that are listening to the resonation of being the seed of Jacob, when this rapture comes or when the end of this Gentile rule is over, we will be triumphant. We will have victory. We will rise to the top. Why? Because we are going to be righteous unto all. And that covering, no matter if we're with blue people, green people, purple people, as long as we are being righteous, we will make it through. I'm not saying we won't be chastised. He says in Jeremiah chapter 30 that you have a wound that's incurable. The wound is this heathen world, that we love this heathen world, that our flesh is directly attached to this heathen world. Our ideology and our minds are directly attached to this heathen world. So he says, I'm going to chastise you in this process. So yes, we're going to go through some things. But if you are righteous through it, if you stand on this rock through it, if you keep your feast days the best you can through it, if you keep your mind on the Most High, if you stay focused on the righteousness of this world, you Identify that spirit in you that is fighting for righteousness, and you follow that spirit through hell and damnation. You follow that spirit because it will bring you through. It will bring you through when you don't see the way, when you don't understand, when your faith is tempted, when your energy is low, when your glow is low. It's knowing that energy that has been fighting for righteousness in you and following it battered, bruised, and bloody. As the poem of Invictus says, even though I am battered and bloody, I do not bow. See you in the building, say la vie. So when it says, so these men are able to know the faith that we talk about here on Hebrew State of Being. That when we put into existence and somehow it comes to reality, we know it's the same thing as these disciples went through when Yasha told them, go into the city, see a man with a pitcher, walk into that man's house, tell the person of that house that we are here for that meal. We are here for your lodging. We are here for your facility. And they lay it out for you. That's the faith. When you see that happen in your life, when you say that I am going to achieve this and no one believes that you can achieve it, and even you see the hard path to it, but willing to sacrifice for it, and then all of a sudden it becomes clear. All of a sudden it lays itself down. Then you're able to walk into your glory. It's the same as Exodus. And we go here. Let's go to Revelations chapter 5. The book with the 7 seals. So we're going to read all of Revelations chapter 5 tonight, right? Because it speaks about the Passover. But it's also the last book, right? It's the book has been opened for Yasha. He was the one that was the sacrifice for us. Because remember, our last prophet was Malachi. It was Malachi. We had a stint with no prophets. That's when your Maccabees came in. That's when your Herodians came in. Yeah, that's when they hijacked our culture. 167 BC. So up until that point, we had been fighting to keep our days, and even as Exodus told us that as Exodus showed us that even some of us weren't able to practice it, even after we were given this ordinance and the Most High said for us to do it. We couldn't do it in the manner that it was properly done with the priests that have been purified in the name of the Most High. So you see them fighting to get it done. You see them getting the temples together. You see them trying to do it, but alas, it did not work. We are scattered, as the prophecy says, across the 4 corners of the earth. So it is upon us and our homes to purify ourselves. It is upon us to take seriously what we are doing and to have in our mind why we are having this meal. This is not just another feast day. This is a special feast day. This is one of the only feast days that only you can participate in. Only you, being the seed of Jacob. Only will he hear your prayers on this day. So we go to Revelation. It says, and I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within and on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof? And no man in heaven, nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much, because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not, behold, the Lion of the tribe of Yehuda, of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the 7 seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the 4 beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb, as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High, sent forth unto all the earth. So the 7 horns, 7 eyes, which represents the 7 spirits that were sent unto the earth. So we know Yahshua was sent unto the earth. We know that he was the only person to walk on the earth with the 7 spirits. Yes, that greatly helped him be without guile and to be perfect. I don't know if anybody ever caught that. Everybody in the, Yahshua was able to do what he did with man because he possessed all the 7 spirits of the heavens of the Most High. That's what made him the Son of the Most High. And it came that took, and saying, he came and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden veils full of odors, so vassals, potpourri, man, which are the prayers of saints. So the prayers of us on the earth, the saints, the ones that get our white robes through our trials and tribulations, through our tests, because we are bloody and full of iniquity, but we are made white, we are made righteous by our trials and tribulations, being righteous in them and being a reflection of the Most High during them, being humble, being meek. That's why they said that the meek shall inherit the earth, because those are the saints. And our prayers on Passover is the sweet odors that are played for, that are burned in the heavens. Golden vessels full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song. Isn't it been told to us that when he comes, he's going to put a new song in us, a New Testament, his new name? That's what they say, right? He said, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to the Most High by the blood, by the purification of blood, by being an unblemished sacrifice, meaning his blood was not tainted. His blood, where in scriptures you find they say he ate? Look for it. Looking at where they say Jesus or Yahshua ate. They'll talk about when they offered and he sat down. I believe one time he may have eaten something that was not water. So there was nothing found in his body. There was nothing of iniquity found in his body. John the Baptist ate honey and crickets. Yeah, honey covered crickets and roots. I think he may have ate a root, but mostly honey covered crickets and water. I see my brother Mike is in the building. So it's saying that this unblemished lamb, this person that came on the earth that was killed for our sins, had the 7 spirits of the Most High. When people are talking about this Easter and this resurrection, oh, he rose up for the dead. Oh, he was for man. The story is way deeper. That's why you can tell that it's shallow, that it's a lie, because they can only walk in the shallow end of the water of the true prophecy. They can only walk in the shallow end of the true meaning of him coming back. That he loosened the gates of hell, that dead people walked when he came back, when he died, when they sacrificed him on the tree, when they hung him on the tree. The earth shook, the veil ripped in half. They walk on the shallow end so they can just get the money. The depth is that this person that was killed possessed the 7 spirits of the Most High, and that because he did that, he now gets to judge every man, woman, and beast on this earth. That's what he is seeing in the heavens right now. That because he was slain, because his blood was perfect and pure, just like an unblemished lamb in his first year, that we would sacrifice if our temple was in place. Since our temple isn't in place, since we don't have any priests, we don't do any sacrifices, they took the sacrifices away. Why? Because the only and the best sacrifice that could ever be given was the Son of the Most High that possessed the 7 spirits of the Most High. It says, and has made us unto our God as kings and priests, and we shall reign on earth. So having a testimony means that you know that the Most High gave his Son as an example, as a path, as a way. The reason why this person in all scriptures, no matter, see the building you die, no matter what part of the Eastern or doctrines or whatever you want to call it, right? No matter where it is stated clear that he is the one that brought salvation to everybody, right? But to the lost sheep that he came, he's making us kings and priests, queens and judges, because we have the testimony that he died for our sins. Not so that we can go and do as thy wilt, as what the Catholics use it for, but to understand that he is going to be the one that listens to our flesh. When our flesh testifies against us, we get away with nothing. We can lie to whomever we want to. We can make our face to be whatever we want. We can make the situation whatever we want. But our flesh know the truth, and that's what we're going to be judged by. No matter what no human being thinks, no matter what no government thinks, no matter what no society thinks, it doesn't matter what man thinks at all. Because your flesh is recording the truth, and it will deliver it unto Yahshua, who died for our sins, and he will judge whether we will be able to go to the throne of our Father. If you walk with that, if you walk with that understanding, then you govern yourself, you discipline yourself. You need not the world to tell you that too much of anything is not good. You don't need the world to trick you into your flesh bag. It says, he has made us unto gods. We read Psalms 82, where it says that we are gods, but we will die in our sins like men. So what separates us from gods? Sin. Transgressions of the God, the Most High's law. And what are we celebrating on this Passover? His hand on us once we were in bondage, from going against him, coming unto him and saying, we are done with our filth. We are asking to be taken out of our iniquity, out of the land of iniquity, and allow us to be pure in you so that we can worship you, so that we can live and commune as a community in righteousness under you. That's what Passover is about. Being given the chance to do it right, to be righteous in the Most High, to be pure in the Most High, to be clean in the Most High. And the power that it brings when we all do it in congregation, when we do it in assembly. And it says, and he shall reign on the earth, and we shall reign on the earth. And I beheld, and I heard the voice of many angels round about the throne, and the beast of the elders, and the numbers of them that was 10,000 times 10,000 and thousands of thousands, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb. What? So in the heavens, they are saying, Yasha, who many want to call Jesus, who many want to say didn't happen, who many want to say is a fable, who many want to say y'all tripping, they up there are saying that he was worthy. Not that he was a G, not that he was the baddest, not that he was whatever, but that he was worthy. Is the Lamb that was slain to receive the power. So the worthy of your sacrifice. So you got to be worthy to sacrifice so that you can receive your power. And what is our sacrifice? It's the same sacrifice that he had, to be out of this world, to be against this world, to be against the words of this world that represent darkness, to be light, to be nothing but light. Saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive power. That is us. Are you tonight worthy? Are you ready to slay yourself, to slay the spirit in you so that you can receive your power? Can you discipline yourself so that you can receive your power? And riches, and wisdom, and strength, and honor, and glory, and barakas. But the hard part got to be done. The sacrificing has to be done. The flesh has to die. It has to. And you don't need to be there for the funeral. You don't need to look behind you. You don't even need to dust your feet. You just need to keep walking. That's called repentance. That's called repenting. You ain't got to deal with what was done yesterday. You ain't got to deal with what was done 20 minutes ago. You ain't got to deal with what was done a month ago. The people around you may have to, but you following the Most High, you got to keep it moving towards Him. That's your job. And the Most High will take care of everybody else that you stepped and trampled over in your process, right? That's because it's love. That's why the Most High said you got to be with brethren. That's why you turn your other cheek to brethren and to sisterin, because the Most High will take care of that. He just wants you to focus on coming back unto Him. It says, saying with a loud voice, worthy is the Lamb that was slain, because the Lamb disciplined itself. The Lamb brought itself to the slaughter. Remember in the Garden of the Gethsemane, right? When Peter hopped out, when the soldiers came. But remember first, Yasha told him, I wish that I could eat this meal with you, but I got before I suffer. This has to happen. He told Peter, I got to go and kill. They're going to kill me. I know they're looking for me. But this is what I have to do. So when they got to the Garden of Gethsemane, and the soldiers came after Judas did his kiss, and Peter woke up and sliced his ear, he told Peter, whoa, live by the sword, die by the sword. Don't you know who I am and the power that I have? I can call thousands upon thousands of angels here if I chose to. Put your sword up, then grab the ear of the soldier and put it back on his head. Worthy is the Lamb that was slain to receive the power. He offered himself up. He took his brothers and said, don't use any arms to protect me. I am willfully giving myself up to be slain. You need to willfully give your flesh up every day to be slain. That's our thought process. That's our ideologies. That's our desires for this world. That's the things that we love of this world. We all need to take into account the things that we feel like we just can't live without. Is it the phone? Is it the food? Is it the social life? Is it whatever? And start figuring out how to wean yourself off of it. We all have to learn how to break ourselves from our desires of this world, so that when it's time, when the Most High starts his calamities to a point that everybody got to get out of the safety of their homes, that everybody's got to make decisions, that you can't eat food unless you got a vaccinated card, that you can't travel unless you have a high social credit score. Those times are when decisions are going to have to be made, and you're going to have to know. You're going to have to know, not wonder. You're going to have to know that he was worthy, and that you're worthy, and that you can have your power through your discipline. Because when you do that, you not only get power, you get riches, you get wisdom, you get strength, you get honor, you get glory, you get the barakas. Said in every creature which is in heaven and on earth. So if you don't know, that is the Passover. Verse 12 of chapter 5 of Revelations is speaking about the Passover. So from the beginning of the book in Numbers and Deuteronomy, when Moses is taking us and led us out of Egypt, all the way to the curtain calling in Revelations, we are referencing the sacrificing of our ego, of our desires, of our flesh, because we come out of Passover after we purified ourselves for the Passover. We go out of that into being humble for 7 days with unleavened bread. Don't you see how it works together? How beautiful, how hand in hand it works? You sacrifice your flesh, purify yourself. You eat your meal in remembrance. And then for 7 days, you are thankful and humble for the power that has been given unto you, for the wisdom that has been given to you, for the strength that has been given to you, for the honor that has been given unto you, for the glory that has been given unto you, and the barakas that has been given unto you. So all the way to Revelations, we're still speaking about the Passover. We're still speaking about the glory of the Most High and what he did for his seed. Not for the world. Not for the world. Not for your cousins, maybe. Not for your mama, maybe. Not for your third uncles and such. For his remnant that he's touching, that is seeking him, that is desiring to know the warmth and the love of our Creator. Verse 13. And every creature which is in heaven and on the earth and under the earth, as such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, heard I saying, Baraka and honor and glory, which is halal, and power be unto him that sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb forever and ever. So when this was proclaimed in the heavens, when the elders bowed down and they said, worthy, worthy unto the Lamb, that this was being given unto him forever and ever. And the 4 beasts said, Amen. And the 24 elders fell down and worshipped him that liveth forever and ever. So now you know why when Yahshua was walking the earth, he said, let the dead bury the dead. I am of the light. It says here, and the 40 and 20 elders fell down and worshipped him that liveth forever and ever. So we're talking about light forever. We say that our energy don't die. So we are talking about how our energy is going to resonate after our flesh suit is gone, that we need it to resonate in a righteous place, not in the depths of Shaul, not in the depths of darkness, but in the light. So no, we're not going to play with darkness on this earth. If I got to choose between witches and women, I'm going to choose a daughter of Zion. See, just because they give you two options doesn't mean you have to choose it. So if I got a witch or I got a woman, I choose not. I choose a daughter of Zion. And since I done clicked out and said where I am, then I'm against the women and the witches. That's what the business is. So it's the same as Yasha, and it's the same for all of us. And the 4 beasts said, Amen. And the 4 and 20 elders fell down and worshipped him that liveth forever and ever. We live for the light. We seek the light. No darkness needed. I don't need a healthy balance. I don't. I'm fighting the dark that's in me constantly. Constantly. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody, that's why I step back when people say you're ministering or you're a priest. You're not going to put a title upon me and then put an expectation upon that when most don't even know what they are or what the expectation is. So then for me to debate what righteousness is for a title that is made by Europeans will only set me up to look like the idiot arguing with another idiot. So I don't take it from anyone. And I'm not calling my brother Shotgun an idiot by any means. But we understand the parable, right? When two people are fighting, we don't know who is the righteous one or who's the right one. They both look like, you know the same. So we choose not the two options that the world gives us, but the option that the Most High has prepared for us. Let's go to our Psalms. (113). Praise ye the Most High. Praise, O ye servants of the Most High. Praise the name of the Most High. Barakas be the name of the Most High, from this time forth and forevermore. Well, we know the Most High has the Almighty. We have the Most High. We have Elohim with the AL as the head of our alphabet, not the L, which is Arabic, which is a different story that we're not going to get into tonight. But we're Hebrews, we're not Arabic, we're not Ishmael, we are Shemitic, Semitic. So praise ye Elohim, praise, O ye servants of the Most High, praise the name of the Almighty. Baraka be the name of the Most High from this time forth and forevermore. From the rising of the sun unto the going down of the same, the Most High, that's our Shabbat, from the rising of the sun to going down, and the same of the Most High name is to be praised. And the Most High is, I'm saying the Most High is high above all nations, and his glory above the heavens. Who is like unto the Most High, our power, who dwelleth on high, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in earth. So if the Most High can humble himself, it says, who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in earth. He raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted the needy out of the dunghill. Y'all know what dunghill is? That he may set him with princes, even with the princes of his people. He maketh the barren woman to keep house and to be joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Most High. So, when we talk about purification, my brothers out there in Yasharala, um, purification means no sex, right? So, for a Passover meal, we want to keep it pure, right? So, before the meal, 24 hours, you need to cleanse thyself. That means no sexual intercourse for the 24 hours going into your Passover meal. If you want to be purified, if you want to go that extra step. Is it an actual requirement? It doesn't state that, but we understand that purification means to try and be as clean as we can, mind, body, and spirit. So if you want to step up to that level, that would be in order. So, as in Shabbat, we are not supposed to have sex on Shabbat, right? That is his time. We are in commune with the Most High, right? So it's the same for this Passover meal. So he maketh the barren woman to keep house and to be joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Most High. Go to 114. Gotta put songs in there. They ain't gonna like that. Like that. See, they gave me deal, a form of speech. They gave me Greek letters. Wow. No, thank you. We're gonna go to songs. Psalms 114. When Yasharallah went out of Mizraim, the house of Jacob, the who? The house of Jacob, from a people of strange language. So as I've been saying all night, I guess y'all caught the hint, right? That witches, women, men, all these words, right? Because we will call Adam. Man is Adam in Hebrew, right? So all these names, all these words that we get as a strange language. It's not the Hebrew language, the the Arabic, all these things that have been morphed into our language. I was talking to my brother Chito Pa, and we were having a conversation. I was like, on Facebook, and I was like, our languages is what defines us. It's what categorizes us. I guess the best way I can say it, right? It's what puts who we are, right? It's where we can find the meaning of the word, the etymology of the word in our language by our people, and we can understand the meaning of our people put behind it. So therein lies defines who we are because it becomes our belief system. So as an indigenous, my brother's Aborigine Yamasee, right? Their language is different, and as he was telling me, it's so intricate that it ain't Muskegee, right? So Yamasee is supposed to be Muskegee, right? But the Yamasee got a special way of pronouncing it, like a way of vernacular with it that isn't known to the Muskegee. So even the Yamasee, even though they're part of the Muskegee, the Yamasee can recognize each other through their language and their diction, even though they're speaking the language of all people. I mean, I really want y'all to think about that for a second, right? So when Yasharallah went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob, from the people of strange language, Yahudah was his sanctuary and Yasharallah his dominion. The sea saw it and fled. Jordan was driven back. Wow. Wow. It says Judah was his sanctuary and Yasharallah his dominion. The sea saw that and fled. Jordan was driven back. The mountains skipped like rams and the little hills like lambs. I'm sorry, the mountains skip like rams and little hills like lambs. What alien said, what allied thee? O thou sea, that thou fleetest, thou Jordan, that thou was driven back, ye mountains that skip like rams, and ye like hills like lambs, right? Tremble thou earth at the presence of the Most High, at the presence of the Alahayim of Jacob. So the earth was dancing, the sea went back, the Jordan River receded, and all this was done, and the earth trembled because the presence of the Most High, the God of Jacob, the Alahayim, the creator of Jacob, which turned the rock into standing water, the flint into fountains of water. We're going to go to 117 now. Psalm 117. Yes, and I see that, Yediah. That's why we get our name Hebrew. It comes from the word Eber in Hebrew, and all that means is to cross over. We are the seed of Jacob. And that was the funny thing that me and my brother Tito was having today. And it was a great conversation. I had a great conversation with the brother Tito today. Because you gotta understand, the Americas don't have none of this story, right? That their belief system and the way they do things is different. But his family has the history of the Hebrews coming from the Eastern Hemisphere and being a part of their tribes and meshing with their tribes. So it was a great to hear from his perspective of the Aborigine of Americas, right? On this whole process, right? On this whole land and righteousness and English and the language, right? So when he was explaining to me about the language, and yeah, I know you're part of a tribe as well, that everyone that has, and my brother Keelan with a topic of Ishak and their tribe, they have, every tribe has their own language. And in these languages, it explains who these people are and how they went about their praise and how they went about giving unto the Most High and how they went about their purifications. When we talked with Tito, we was dealing with the Green Corn Festival. And as he was saying that they do some blood purification things that nobody knows about, that's different than what we do. And as I was explaining to him, that's cool, but it's not the same as the Mayans, it's not the same as the Egyptians, it's not the same as those. So we can see two cultures that believed in purification, that believed in the earth, believed in the harvest season, believed in the first fruits. And at one point in time, they meshed in their ways of bloodlines and in their ways and rituals of doing things. We didn't mix with the rest. Well, I take that back. We did mix with them, but as in the old days, we did as the Assyrians did, and as the Chaldeans did, and as the Babylonians did. We really like rocking with others in the way that they do. But on this Passover, it's about us and understanding and knowing our power and claiming our power. And it says the Psalms of praise. Oh, praise the Most High of all ye nations. Oh, praise the Most High, all ye nations. Praise him, all ye people. For his merciful kindness is great towards us, and the truth of the Most High endureth forever. Praise ye the Most High. Wasn't supposed to. I'm not sure what that is. Sounds like it's. Well, I'm not quite sure what that is. But anyway, So we're going to go to one more Psalms. I'm going to let y'all out tonight. All these are the Psalms that you say for Passover. From Psalms 113 to Psalms 118, all of those are used to say our prayer during our, what you would call our ritual, right? Or our giving thanks unto the Most High. We say our prayer, and you can say one of these Psalms from 113 to 118 over your lamb with your bitter herbs, so that you can be in order. You can be in ordinance with the Most High. And it says, for our last song for the night, before we go into our Passover, as we enjoy our Shabbat tonight, I give all praises unto the Most High. And it says, oh, give thanks unto the Most High, for he is good, because his mercy endureth forever. So his covenant endures forever, his mercy endures forever, the story endures forever, the seed of Jacob endures forever. Let Yasharallah now say that his mercy endureth forever, and the house of Iran now say that his mercy endureth forever. Let them now that fear the Most High say that his mercy endureth forever. I called upon the Most High in distress. The Most High answered me and set me in a large place. The Most High is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me? The Most High taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. Ooh. Ooh. It is better to trust in the Most High than to put confidence in man. Ooh. Speak on it. It is better to trust in the Most High than to put confidence in princes, governments, and nations. All nations compass me about. But in the name of the Most High will I destroy them. They compass me about. Yea, they compass me about. But in the name of Allahayim, I will destroy them. They compass me about like bees. Zoom, zoom. The problems of the day, the ills of the day, the disagreements, our own confusion, our own desires, our flesh, zoom, zoom, hitting at us like little bees. They are quenched as the fire of thorns. For in the name of Allahayim, in the name of Hawa, I will destroy them. Thou hast thrust sore at me that I might fall. So they have thrown swords at our feet. They've thrown swords at our spirit. They've thrown swords at our eyes for temptation, that we may fall. But the Most High help me. The Most High is my strength and song, and has become my what? Has become my salvation. The voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacle of the righteousness, not of the dark. The voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacle of light, of the light. Righteousness is the light. The right hand of the Most High doeth valiantly, valiantly. The right hand of the Most High is exalted. The right hand of the Most High doeth valiantly, valiantly, valiantly. I shall not die, but live. I declare the works of the Most High. What do we declare? Not our works. We don't declare what we do with our hand. We don't have arrogance. We don't big ourselves up. We don't tell everybody, hey, look what I did. It says that we declare the works of the Most High in our life. And what is that called? Anybody? Anybody? Testimony. That's called testimonies. That's what it's talking about. Yeah. I don't know. So it says, I shall not die but live and declare the works of the Most High. And the Most High had chastened me sore, but hath not given me over unto death. So we clear on light and dark. So we clear that life is forever because we're talking about the spirit, the energy that can't die. It either goes to the dark or it goes to the light. It either goes to the dark or it either goes to the light. It says, so when I'm in righteousness, in the tabernacle of righteousness, in the tabernacle of light, the right hand of the Most High is exalted. The right hand of the Most High does it valiantly. It says, I shall not die, but live and declare the works of the Most High. The Most High had chastened me sore, but he had not given me over to death. Open to me the gates of righteousness. I will go unto them and will praise the Most High. Open to me the gates of righteousness, and I will go into them. I will halal, I will palal the Most High. This gate of the Most High, unto which the righteous shall enter. Say, this gate, the who will enter, will the dark enter? Will the unrighteous, the unclean, the impure, will they enter? The ones that can't kill their flesh, will they enter? No, only the righteous. It says, I will praise thee, for thou hast heard me, and art become my salvation. So your salvation can be other things. Your salvation can be your anger. Your salvation can be your gossiping. Your salvation can be your ice cream, your food, your food addiction. Your salvation can be your alcohol. Your salvation can be sex, prostitution. I mean, what people call, salvation is, right? You know the definition of salvation, right? It just means that you have been delivered. People may think anything can deliver them, right? A man delivered them, or a woman delivered them, or this great organization gave me some money and they delivered me. I love them. So people can have anything be their salvation. As Hebrews, as the seeds of Jacob, we praise thee because he hears us. That whole faith thing that I've been talking about, that we say we need it in our life, we pray on it, and then all of a sudden it starts to come to fruition. That's what we're talking about right here. He heard me. So then he became my salvation because he provided freedom. He saved me. He pulled me out. His words, his laws, his statutes and commandments, his way of life saved me from a life of iniquity, saved me from a life of double-mindedness, saved me from a life of iniquity, saved me from being a hypocrite. The stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner. This is the Most High's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes. This is the day which the Most High hath made. PassOver, Shabbat. We will rejoice and be glad in it. We will not argue in it. We will not gossip in it. We will not do evil things in it. We will not be unclean in it. We will not be unpurified. We will not defile ourselves in it. This is the day which the Most High has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Save now, I beseech thee, O Most High. O Most High, I beseech thee, send now prosperity. It says that when we break our shoulders, it says that when we sacrifice our flesh, when we get out of this world, that we receive barakas. Here it's saying Now send me prosperity. It says, I beseech thee, send now. How was the old commercial was? J.G. Wentworth, I want my settlement, I want it now. So yeah, now, Barakas be he that cometh in the name of the Most High. Blessed, Baraka be he that cometh in the name of Elohim, Hawa, Hawa, Ashur, Hawa, right? We have blessed you out of the house of the Most High. The Most High is the power which hath showed us what? He showed us what? Light. Showed us light. Bind the sacrifice with cords, even unto the horns of the altar. Bind your flesh, bind your spirit, bind your mind, bind your heart if it's still uncircumcised in this hour, in this day, when we see the calamities and the prophecies coming to fruition. We have bigger things to fight, bigger issues to deal with. Thou art my power, and I will praise thee. Thou art my Hawa, my breath. I will exalt thee. Oh, give thanks unto Elohim Ashur Elohim, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. All praise unto the Most High. I pray on this Shabbat that you guys have enjoyed this lesson, that you have seen the Passover from its inception in Moses. So that means that before Moses, no, they was not doing the Passover meal. The Passover meal was instituted during Moses, during the wilderness, as a matter of fact, in the wilderness. And even after they were brought into the promised land, they still didn't practice it as they should have. And we went back and forth into captivity for these reasons. We had trials and tribulations for these reasons. We always had excuses of why we could not do it properly, instead of finding a way to do the best that we can. That's the message for tonight. We all can't be perfect, but we can do the best that we can. We all can't be perfect, but we all can do the best that we can. And we can repent, and we can rejoice in his name, and we can rejoice even more that we have loved ones, brothers and sisters that love us and won't judge us, but will help us on our journey. That's real love. That's when the Most High wipes away your sins, when you can do that for your brothers or for your sisters. When you can be that reflection. See, in the building, Alana, when you can be that reflection, that is what the Most High rejoices in. And that's who's going to make it in those gates. That's going to be the representation that he wants. No more, no less. No more, no less. So I pray, yes, all praises, my brother Yawan. Yes, he says, you say, Aaron, halal, halal. Yes, Barakas on Passover, give thanks. Praise for, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it, man, because this is extremely important that we are in reverence, so to speak, right? Be in reverence during this time, these Saturday and Sunday. This is a time to be truly thankful and read and grab your book, man. Meditate. You know, this is the time to truly meditate. The Father said he wants to do this for generations and generations. So if he's not there, if he's not here now listening to us in these 2 days, this Saturday and this Sunday, then when can we say he's ever listening? This is his days, his Shabbat, his full commandment, and his Passover, where he gave his son to be sacrificed and gave him the ability to judge man, because he'd gone through the man experience and gave his life for man. So yes, these 2 days, be very thankful, rejoice. Let the Father hear your heart. Let him hear your pineal Let them hear your halal and halal. With that said, enjoy y'all meals tomorrow. I made a little um, I made a pre one for my uncle because I'm over here with my uncle and be with my rib tomorrow for Passover. So I made him a little pre-Passover meal. He's getting new into the walk, so made him a little lamb and we got some potatoes and some rice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna try my unleavened bread tomorrow. But you want, I'm gonna need the bread. And I forgot the recipe. You're gonna have to send it back. You have to send the recipe I gave you back to me. Say how we need each other in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? As brothers and sisters in this walk, man, we need each other. We can't remember everything. We can't always have the right answers. We need the support of each other to make it through, man. And we don't need to be judged by nobody. We need to say, hey, girl, look, I had a day that day. Big brother, you know I was off. Bad brother, you was off, brother. Yeah, you was off. But come on. You know what I'm saying? So that's the love, man. So yeah, I'm gonna need you to send me that flatbread recipe back, man. So, but so this is what it's about, man. So well, everybody, all praises, man. Rejoice in the Most High, man, and safe travels to Ty and to Yawan as they're about to get on the highway, doing this Passover, man. For their safe travels to Houston. We got nothing but love for y'all, Ty. Keep him awake, Ty. Well, good thing he ain't driving though, so it's all good. Chanel's in the building. Everybody that's Jeanette's in the building. We see Yadaya in the building. Miss Yeoman. We got who else is in the building? Morning Star in the building. My brother Mike was in the building. Yes, August was in the building. I'm so glad you came through. My brother Junior is in the building. Solomon. Yes, my brother Shotgun Slim. I pray that you watch it in the rebroadcast, my brother. I still got love for you, brother, but I gotta stand on what I am. Ain't no wish wash around here. We stand on the rock. We give all praise to the Most High, and I got love for you all day. So yeah, yeah. Say Mary some of that lemon bread. I'm gonna tell you when I get it back right, I'm gonna see you some because I do a rosemary garlic unleavened bread. Woo wee! Let me tell you, boy, look at that. But I gotta get back into it. Anyway, let me digress. Let me get humble so I can figure out the recipe again while I'm talking, right? Well, anyway, man, love y'all, family. Love the Hebrew State of Being. Everybody that's a part of it, from Nicola to Chanel to all of the branches, man. Everybody that are really making an effort, man. August, my brother Scott, everybody that makes the full effort to get these shows on a rebroadcast live with all of the tripping of the message and whatnot, the service. So I'm very humbled and thankful for you guys. You know what I'm saying? As we are on this journey together to learn and to seek together. So with that said, man, me shalom, Shabbat shalom, and happy Passover. Yeah, I should get a song right here, but I'm hungry. I'm going to eat.